Welcome back to the Performance Wellness Dialogue. I am your host, Derek Anderson with the Elevate Performance Group. Today, I have a very special guest. She is the head of business development and sales at a great company called Riseapps that deals with software and app development for the health industry. Her name is Viktoriia, and she's an amazing person. We've connected through health and wellness. She's super passionate about nutrition as well. Viktoriia, nice to have you on. I'm super excited for this. How are you?
Yeah, hi Derek. I'm fine. Thanks a lot. Thanks for introduction. How are you doing?
It's awesome. So, one thing we really connected with was passion over the work-life balance. It's something that gets lost so frequently. So, just initially, I just want to ask you, how is this the work-life balance? How do you manage it for yourself with your busy schedule?
Yeah, it's maybe it's one of the most difficult things when you need to put a lot of stuff in your work day, in your work week, etc. So, to be honest, I'm a little bit suffering from not having this work-life balance because I have too much work. I'm so passionate with, but anyway. So, yeah, I just try to schedule my day as much as possible, but it's not always possible. So for me, it's really very, very difficult stuff. By the way, what about you? Do you happen to have this work-life balance, or it's something you are struggling with as well?
I struggle sometimes, but I have the luxury of kind of working in a gym, so I don't have an excuse to be inactive or go outside, go on a walk. So I understand it's a luxury. Like a lot of people can't leave the office and it's harder for them. Or the remote work lifestyle, which has become a thing where you're just kind of always on call and always have to be on alert. So it is tough for sure. If I may ask you though, oh sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it's a big pleasure working from home because I do not spend time on some traveling. I don't spend time on my road to work for some preparations, whatever. But on the other hand, when you're working from home, sometimes at the end of the day, you realize that you were sitting the whole day in front of the laptop, just not moving, not going out, and it's really crazy.
So from the sedentary time, do you notice any changes in your body, any tightness or back pain or anything like that?
Fortunately, no, because I'm passionate about nutrition. I'm a nutritionist by myself, and I'm like passionate about that, and I keep my attention on my body, on my health, on the food I consume. I not just try. I never neglect that stuff. So I try to have my goal of 10,000 steps per day.
Hmm.
Sometimes more, sometimes for sure less, but not just I want 2,000. I try to go to the gym several times per week, so it's not like the exactly sedentary lifestyle, so because it's very important.
So because you're a nutritionist, now I have to ask, what is your favorite meal to cook yourself? Like, it's kind of like a medium healthy balance where, it's going to help you with your stress relief, but it's also good for you in nurturing your body. I gotta know.
Yeah, I like in the morning, I like sandwiches a lot. Like, with different, like with cheese, with butter, with some salmon, with avocado, whatever. Because yeah, for me it's best breakfast to have a sandwich. Like, yeah, during the day, my biggest problem, is also about work-life balance. My biggest problem is sometimes I forget to have my lunch, or I can miss my lunch and have it at 5 at 6 p.m. It's not a good deal because what I noticed, if I don't have it ready, just to like take it 5-10 minutes and that's it. I really don't have time to cook it during the day. So I try to prepare the food for the next day, like in the previous day. And only in that case, I understand that I will have and my body will have enough food.
Well, hey, you're welcome to come over and make those sandwiches for me anytime. That sounds delicious. So, with your personal work life balance, what is the main component that puts you out of balance? Is it high stress levels or just not taking enough time for yourself to do the things you love?
It's absence of time. I cannot say I'm very stress resistant, to be honest. I can, for quite long period of time, I can cope with a lot of work and I can cope with a lot of stress, with a lot of stuff. So it's not like that. It's mostly about like absence of time for some reading, for working, for spending time with my relatives, for for the stuff that I like. Because my whole day is like some personal things and some works and have enough sleep, because having like at least 8 hours of sleep is like crucial for me, because
So
So
if I
important.
important.
sleep 5 hours, I like my brain is not working, I'm not productive at work. I'm just, I cannot concentrate on some stuff. I cannot handle a lot of things. So like good food, enough movement, and like good sleep, it's like,
So
big
with
So,
values.
your sleep, is it just having an overload of work that makes you go to bed late, or is it sometimes you lie down and you're kind of stressed and thinking about everything you have to do the next day, or it's hard to fall asleep sometimes?
Try, yeah, it's the second stuff. Sometimes you go to bed, if you just, and sometimes I can add some work stuff at 9 and then go to bed at 10, whatever, and just, you are overwhelmed with all that stuff. That's why I don't practice that. I try to relax. I try to have some, to go for a walk before going to bed, or just, very simple task. Take a sheet of paper, take a pen, put down everything what you need to do tomorrow or what you planned, whatever. When you put down, you stop thinking about all that stuff, because it's end of the day. You need to have some rest, and there is no need to hold everything in your head.
I like that you mentioned that like writing things down is so underrated. And as you're doing that, you can also journal your other thoughts out, right? Because it's not always just work we're thinking about, it's our personal life.
Writing down all that stuff and crossing out. So just, you did something, you cross out. You did something, you cross out. It works, and you stop thinking about that, because if you don't put it like in the notes on your mobile phone or on the sheet of paper, you keep thinking about that, not to forget. If you put it down, you stop thinking, because you are sure, okay, I put that down, and I don't need to think more about that.
Yeah, that's a great method. Have you ever recommended that to anyone else on your team who struggles with the work life balance as well?
Yeah, I am super organized person, and sometimes it's advantage and sometimes it's disadvantage, because I put down everything. I need to structure everything around in my personal life and my work, whatever. I put down everything because I know I have so much stuff to do. It's not only my work. I have some other projects. I have some my personal things, whatever. If I don't put it on paper, if I don't take any notes, I can easily forget about that.
yeah.
I have a lot of notifications on my phone. I have a lot of alarm clocks on my phone, just not to forget some things. Because sometimes I can be why I can miss my lunch, because I just can forget about that. I'm just concentrate. I'm focused on work, and I just, oh my God, it's 5 p.m. I didn't have lunch today.
Oh man. Are you one of those people like me where you set like 20 alarms just to make sure you don't
You
Yeah,
don't.
I have 20 alarms, I have 20 notifications. And yeah, with my colleagues, I have like a brilliant team of 5 people right now. Like, what to start with? Like, to start being an organized person, just to write down a plan for a day. A plan for a day, what you need to do, not just have everything in your head, to call that person, to order that thing, to go to a shop, to go to a pharmacy, whatever plan you have, just put it down. It's the same with some work related tasks. Just put it down, whether it's Notion, whether it's Trello, whether it's just a sheet of paper, whatever, and then just cross out. If you didn't have a chance to do something, just reschedule that task for another day. So it's like it's point one for start being, organized person, I guess.
Well, thank you so much for that tip. I mean, all my listeners will appreciate that. It's something like writing down and journaling is so underappreciated. So it's really great that you do it. Thank you so much. So, you mentioned getting your 10,000 steps as a goal. But let's say for your work life balance, what are the physical activities that you enjoy doing or love doing that also not just to move, but to kind of get out of your head and get back into the present moment?
Yeah, my favorite. So it's like, first of all, let's go into gym and have some personal trainings. Secondly, it's swimming in a pool, and the third thing is stretching. So I try to have 3 trainings per week. So like one time going to gym, one time going to the pool, and one time stretching. If I have enough time, I like visiting dancing classes, but it's like right now I'm not like yeah, I'm not deep in that. So it's mostly gym and like yeah, if to say about what is the like the best relax for me is going to gym. Because if you're in a gym, or especially after you had a good training, you don't think about anything. You would like to eat, you would like to have some rest, and that's it.
Refuel that body with the nutrients you need, get some rest. I love it.
And I like cardio trainings when I put my AirPods with some relaxing music and I just walk in. So it might be like 6-7 kilometers and just 1 hour walking quickly is also very good relax for my head. If I don't have if I feel that I'm so tired and I will not be able to cope with like going to gym this time, I can go like the 6-7 kilometers. I also burn a lot of calories. It's a good cardio training, but it's quite easier than like going to gym.
I love that you swim too because of the sensation in your body of having water on you and with how low impact of an activity it is. I feel like it's really great for your stress relief, for really being in your body and stimulating your senses. And also, when you have so much sedentary time, that low impact is great for your lower back and your hips and your cardio as well. What's your favorite stroke?
I'm very emotional person,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm thinking quickly, I'm moving quickly, I'm doing everything quickly. And swimming for me, swimming and stretching for me, it's a way, to slow down a little bit. Because in my personal life, I cannot slow down, and for like it's sometimes quite a problem. I can be very productive. I can handle like my whole life, all my close friends, all my relatives, whatever. I can hear one the same question: How can you handle all of that? When do you find time? How can you do that? So it's like maybe I guess it's like my level of energy that I had from birth. Oh, I don't know, my father is the same and my mom is the same. They cannot just sit down and relax. And for me the most difficult thing is to lay down and relax. I cannot do that. I really cannot. If I'm at home, even if it's a weekend, I'm moving around the whole day. I can be the whole day in my flat, not just going out. I will have my 10,000 steps around my flat.
I love how you just ended that by saying, I'm going to get my 10,000 steps. One thing I'm big on is the power of language, and I'm guilty of this too, trust me. It's not really being aware of our thoughts. Like when we say that we want something, we're putting ourselves in a place of lack and we're less likely to go out and try to make it happen. But you just said, I'm going to get my 10,000 steps. And we need to be aware of that. When we say we're going to do something, we're going to prioritize it. And it's more likely that we're going to get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure that every person can find time for everything which is very important for them. For everything. If something is really important for me, I will do that. And if I don't do that, and if I start looking for some excuses in my head, it means the only thing it's not in my priority. And I don't want to do that. It's not prioritized, whatever. If I really need something, if I really want to do something, I will do that anyway.
I
I
love
It's
love
it.
it's,
it.
it's the same. It's about food because I really work a lot, and I work a lot for the last I don't know 5 years or whatever, and a lot of like being in a good shape is very big priority for me. And I have a good friend, and she all the time she's asking me like, how can you like think about your food? How can you cook at home? When do you have this time? Like for me, it's the same as going to the shower in the evening
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because I cannot live without that. It's my priority. I need to have my healthy breakfast. I need to have my lunch. I need to have my dinner, whatever. And yeah, for me, it's the same as drinking water, as like having my morning coffee, whatever, because it's in my priority. If something is not in my priority, I will find 1,000 excuses why not doing something.
Yeah. Victoria, I love your energy. You're so positive and just uplifting and trying to encourage others to take care of themselves and prioritize their health. It's amazing. So I have to ask, is this something that attracted you to working for Riseapps in terms of how it's related on a health field?
Um, yes and no at the same time. So, first of all, it's not my first. It's like Rise Apps. It's a software development company. So it's not the first software development company I work at.
Hmm.
And for me, I am a salesperson. I'm selling our services. I'm communicating a lot. I love communicating. I love talking to people. And for me, it's very important to believe in what you sell. And we are developing a lot of good stuff for healthcare industry, and this is the stuff that improves people's life. And for me, it's very important. It's not gambling. It's not something related to drugs. It's not something related to weapons, whatever. We are doing people's life better. And for me, it's very important. So it's one thing. So I'm really proud of selling these services. And the second thing that like I'm really fond of this topic by myself, and for me it's interesting and it's very like yeah, it's interesting to discuss that stuff with our clients, with some leads, whatever, and also to get some new ideas or to share my vision, to share some ideas, whatever. So yeah, it was not the most important priority when I was changing my job, but one of those for sure.
I love your passion, how you're proud of what you're selling. And I feel like that you're a lot like me, where the main goal is to help others and to help as many people as possible. Um,
Yeah. Because
so,
we are working in B2B, so it's not about just harsh selling whatever. We are solving problems. We are not just selling some product and that's it. We are solving problems.
yeah. So they're implementing what you guys design into their company to help people under them, correct?
Yeah, and because we have a lot of startups who come to us and they just have an idea and they don't have the requirements, they just have an idea, some generic vision, and they're looking for a partner who will go with them step by step with that idea development. And we help them with everything. We help them with the requirements, we help them with the design, whatever. So it's a very creative process.
Yeah. Creativity is so good for mental health as well. It's such a good release. I don't know if you do anything creative for yourself, but I like to paint and write music, and that kind of helps you stay in the moment and get out of your head. Do you do anything creative?
I tried, not really. I was dancing. It's also like something creative, let's say. I was painting by numbers, you know that?
Nice.
It's like
Yeah.
it's very good to relax when I like watching film and painting at the same time. It's very nice. So not really. I cannot say that I'm very creative person. Just maybe 50-50.
The advice on creativity with my clients is a lot of them are scared to paint, for example, because they're worried that they're not going to be good at it. But I try to teach them, like, it's not about being good or what someone else thinks. You're doing it for you. You know what I mean? It's your own wellness. Like, none of us are going to be Da Vinci's and stuff like.
Yeah, especially if you are not painting because of some exhibition or whatever. If you are painting just because you would like to paint, just yeah, don't think about other people. Just paint and yeah, you are not forced to show your results to anyone.
Right. Yeah. Um, so, what is your ideal consumer at Rise Apps? Who are you most looking to help?
Yeah, we are working with like small and medium businesses. Mostly these are hospitals and chains of hospitals. And we help them solving different problems. Let's say the one problem that might be helpful for them is some development of patient portal to first of all to solve the problem of appointment bookings. It makes the process of appointment booking easier for the patients, quicker, and at the end of the day they receive more revenue because they have more appointments, more bookings, etc. Same with some different telemedicine solutions. uh, we developed several apps with telemedicine. What it helps those clinics, it helps to increase the number of appointments. Let's say for one clinic, also we are mostly working for our clients from the US. for one clinic, which is called Black Doctor 24/7. We developed an application with telemedicine and with AI assistant. What it helps, so a patient can put their request in the chat. AI assistant proceeds this request, like confirms a book, confirms some appointment with a doctor. Via telemedicine, they can have this appointment. So there is no need to go to a clinic. There is no need to wait in the queue, whatever. There is no need to see a doctor. So yeah, we are basically solving that sort of things. Also developing different EMR, EHR solutions for clinics as well. So these are, let's say, these are our target customers. We developed a lot of very good applications in mental health industry for patients, like who are connected with their therapists, with some gamification modules, etc.
That's amazing. So, can it help people kind of book appointments and get there faster? Because that's a real issue right now is wait times. Like, I know a lot of people have to wait 2 or 3 months to see their doctor, and it's just crazy to me.
Especially, or if you need to go to a doctor, you need to call a clinic, you're waiting on the line maybe for 15, for 20 minutes, for whatever, and it's your time, you are just waiting. If you have this application, you can choose the date, you can choose the time that is okay for you, confirm the meeting, and that's it. You're not waiting and you're not wasting time. If you need to reschedule, you're going to your personal cabinet, you're scheduling the meeting, and that's it.
So, with your team at Riseapps, you guys all seem pretty tight and communicative with each other. So, I gotta ask, do you guys have similar work life balance issues? And is it kind of consistent as to what those problems are? If it's sedentary, getting your steps in, or stress related, sleep related? Have you been able to talk to the rest of your team and share these experiences?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, because we are quite medium-sized company. We are growing. We have very ambitious plan for this year. So that's why I really work a lot. And recently I was talking to my boss and also to the CTO of the company. They have the same problems with work-life balance. They cannot spend much time with their families. We start feeling guilty that we are bad parents. So the same problem, sedentary lifestyle, lack of sleep. Yeah, all the same.
For sure. So you guys are able to communicate with each other, and even though you're remote mostly, you have a strong culture and have some good bonds in the team?
Yeah, we are all remote. So we are located in Ukraine. Almost the whole team we are in Ukraine, and we are working from home, and we are in different cities. So for sure, we have some internal calls within the team. Let's say, I have calls with my sales team. I have calls between departments. And sometimes we have a call with the client. After that, we can stay on the line with the CTO, whatever, to have some discussion, to have some small talk, whatever. Yes, because, for me, I would be really happy to go to an office, uh, not 5 days per week. No, not really, because I'm really very adjusted to working from home. Maybe 2 days per week would be more than enough, but it would be great for me. Unfortunately, I do not have this possibility because the company's office was in Kharkiv, and when the war started, we had to close the office, and we are remote. Because I'm very talkative person. I'm very easygoing one, and for me, staying in contact with my colleagues is very important. And also, I was reading a survey that people who are working from home, they tend to change job quicker than those who are working from office, because you're not adjusted to this work culture. You're not adjusted to your colleagues, to your boss, whatever. You're just sitting in front of a laptop. Today you are working with one company, tomorrow with another. It doesn't change.
I'm glad that you brought up that issue with remote work because I was curious. Is RiseApps dealing with a retention rate issue? Like, are you trying to battle to keep people on staff?
Yeah, for sure, because it's very important. If you need to grow, the key people should stay. And we have so brilliant culture in Rise Apps, and so great people that, yes, the atmosphere in the company is brilliant. And I recently heard very interesting thing, and it's like it impressed me a lot. When people leave a company because of money, no. When people leave a company because of culture, they will never return because of money, and that is the stuff. So if like if you don't have good relations with your boss, if you have some toxic relations with your teams, with your colleagues, whatever, like you will just leave the company and can do nothing. And I guess those companies who struggle with this retention a lot, they need to start thinking that it's not something bad with their employees, it's something bad inside the company, inside the management. First of all, I'm the person, I choose the company taking a look at the boss all the time. If I don't feel okay on my job interview, if I don't feel that we are on the same page, we are thinking in the like same direction, we are watching in the same direction, I will never accept the job offer. Because for me, if this is my boss, I will communicate with him or her on a daily basis. So our relations should be healthy.
Yeah, that aspect of community and bond is so important for retention. I've been at a couple jobs prior to Elevate Performance where I might really, really be good friends with a coworker, and then something happens and they leave, and it kind of makes our day a little harder to get through because you miss them, and it kind of goes both ways for both employees and the business. For retention for the business, there's hard costs and soft costs. So, interviewing new people, the hiring process, the training process, that's all very expensive. But the soft costs, like the lowering of the culture and the bond on your team, and also all that knowledge and information the person leaving takes with them, that's basically impossible to make up. So that's something I really strive to do is build strong team cultures and make sure everyone's connected, thriving together, and on the same page.
Yeah, and right now, like being a manager of the team, I hired those people on my own. And when you work like that, and even if you start thinking about like changing job, leaving a company, it's impossible to say because they are like, they are my kids.
Yeah.
And when I did that the last time on my previous job, so I just recently changed my job. I joined Riseapps in February this year, so not far away ago. And when I was leaving the previous company, I was also head of sales and I had a team. Yeah, I didn't feel well because of that, because yeah, I was their boss. They hoped a lot, and it was very stressful for me.
Hmm.
How do you lead your team? You seem like a very positive, encouraging person. So, what kind of things do you do to make sure everyone's happy and performing at their best?
Yeah, I try to be like a good leader. I try to show my own example, example of productivity, example of quality of work, example of results of work, whatever. So for me, it's very important, because if you just give like some directions for people and you do nothing, or you do some bad stuff, it will not work like that. So yeah, I control a lot to be not just, I try not to do some micromanagement daily. It's not like that, but I'm very demanding person. I'm very demanding to myself, self-demanding one, and I'm very demanding to other people. But for those people, my colleagues who are working in my department, usually they like me, and I receive, like, I'm in good relations with all of them. I'm really a very good boss for those who are productive ones. If a person is not productive, I guess they will not like me. Because I'm very demanding, because no, I don't like people who just join the company, try to do nothing, track 8 hours per day, and that's it. So yeah, it's not like that.
Would you Do you think that's a remote working issue as well? Like productivity kind of going down from all the distractions that can be at home?
Not really. I guess not really, because I read one survey that those people who were productive in an office, they are even more productive working from home, and vice versa. So I'm pretty sure, if let's say you come to an office and you have no desire to work today, what would you do? You will go for a coffee with one colleague, go for lunch with another one, talking to your boss, whatever. You will spend the whole 8 hours doing nothing. But the same at home, if you don't want to work, you will find a lot of distractions, just really a number of, just having third coffee, eating this chocolate, do some washing or whatever.
Yeah, you can definitely find distractions in an office too. Trust me.
What I also noticed because after when the COVID started, we were fully remote, and then we got back to an office, and we had several days in an office and several days at home. It was very flexible. What I also noticed, if you're working 4 days per week at home, 1 day in an office, that 1 day in an office absolutely unproductive because you meet with your colleagues, you're talking the whole day, etc. The same works vice versa. If you're working 4 days in an office and 1 day at home, this 1 day you're not productive because you start doing some daily routine, some washing, some cleaning, whatever. Because like for me, I'm the most productive when I'm working in my regular mode, in a regular mood. When I'm visiting my parents and I stay several more days and I work from their home, my productivity is lower. The same when I'm traveling, like yeah, I'm working remote. I can work from any place in the world, but when I'm traveling, I'm not productive as usual.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely hard on the road. So I have to ask, what are your goals for the rest of this year going into quarter three and four, both personally and business wise? Let's find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, my personal is to do what I like to do, to be happy, to stay at home. I'm in Kiev, notwithstanding all the situation in Ukraine, and I really hope that I will not be forced to relocate. For me, it's very, very important. And yeah, regarding business and regarding work-related stuff, I have a very ambitious goal for my department. So I really hope to reach this goal. I have several business trips planned, and the nearest one will happen in June to Amsterdam. I will visit the HLTH conference. It's a huge health tech event, and several other business trips will happen to the United States in autumn. So yeah, I just recently got my US visa this March.
Congrats.
So really, I like according to my plan, I will not be at home in autumn, to be honest. I will spend the whole autumn in some business trips.
I'm jealous of Amsterdam. I've always wanted to go. Where are you coming in the US?
It's not finalized yet, our plan, but most probably it would be San Francisco, Las Vegas, Miami, and New York, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
So
awesome.
it would be
So,
three separate trips. Maybe our plan might be changed. I'm not sure, but yeah, we are on the way to finalize it. And also, I'm waiting for my trip to Amsterdam. I've been there once when I was let me remind when I was 13, I guess.
wow. I'm gonna hope for you that get San Francisco and Miami in there. Firstly, I'm only 2 hours from San Francisco, so I can definitely tell you the cool things to do. And Miami is probably my favorite city in this country. There's a lot of fun stuff there. So I can help you with both to help with your work life balance, to go to your conference, but also explore and make the most of it.
That would be brilliant. We are planning to be in San Francisco for about 2 weeks in September, according to our preliminary plan, let's say. So yeah, it would be really great to meet with you and yeah, do some great stuff together.
Well, Victoria.
Maybe we can have one more podcast here.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this again for sure. Victoria, I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been amazing. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Um, I guess no. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's like yeah, it was a big pleasure to talk to you, to share some ideas, to share some insights. I hope it might be helpful for anyone. At least I had a lot of positivity and like good energy here.
Oh, yeah. So, what is the one piece of advice that you stick with that you would give the listeners to manage their work life balance?
Prioritize what's really important for you. So if you are building your career, and don't just try to work just 8 hours per day and that's it. Just work as much as needed to do that. If you have priority, I don't know, some maternity leave, whatever, it's okay. If your priority is like your body, just find time for that and don't find excuses. And I like the phrase motivation is nothing, discipline means everything. And I'm following this rule because if you're a disciplined person, you will achieve anything.
So last thing, please tell the listeners where they can look up information on Riseapps and also where they can find you if they need to.
Yeah, just please follow our page on LinkedIn. You can also find me on LinkedIn. It's Viktoriia Prysiazhna. We can also add some like links under the podcast. So yeah, just find me there, and I'd be glad to discuss any stuff with you.
Cool. If anyone's watching this on YouTube, in the description below, I will link her LinkedIn page and also the website to Riseapps. Viktoriia, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. I'm wishing you a great weekend and Mother's Day. And I hope you take care and let me know if you need anything.
Yes, thanks a lot for inviting me. We do celebrate Mother's Day also this Sunday. So yeah, for me it was a very big pleasure to join this meeting with you as well. And yeah, hope to have another discussion sometime soon. Maybe in San Francisco.
Yes, in San Fran for sure. All right, take care.